The Pacers, the Bucks, the Pelicans, and the Lakers. The Final Four. It's the in-season tournament. All right, I'm okay with this. Pacers, this is really exciting for the Pacers. I hope it's exciting for the Pelicans. I don't know how exciting it is for the Lakers and the Bucks. They expect to be great teams this year. But, for what it's worth, if you want to enjoy it, normally I'm watching basketball Christmas Day. That's when the season starts for me. I think this is what the commissioner's goal was. Let's get something that somebody's talking about prior to Christmas. And they've accomplished that. Although I think we've spent a lot of time, it feels like, talking about how the courts look, maybe not that the play is any different. But we're talking about, that's all you want. You want your sport to be relevant because you can get dwarfed 11 months out of the year with the NFL. But even the Shohei Ohtani story should be a front and center story where everybody gets to talk about it. But then Shohei Ohtani, the biggest free agent of my lifetime, he, I guess, is telling there's a directive to not talk about, what the recruiting process. You have the winter meetings going on. The winter meetings used to be really big. When I was at the mothership, we'd send like Peter Gammons, Buster Olney, Tim Kirchin, everybody's down there. And now it's almost like, the winter meetings are going on. You have the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes. Are you allowed to talk? Not allowed to talk? Well, Dave Roberts is the manager of the Dodgers. He had this to say yesterday about Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, we met with him. I'd like to be honest. And so we met with Shohei and we talked, and I think it went well. But at the end of the day, he's his own man, and he's going to do what's best for himself, where he feels most comfortable.
Okay. So he could have shaken this off. Hey, you guys talked to Shohei Ohtani's representative. You know what? I don't want to say anything right now about our process here, but that wasn't the case. He said, I want to be honest. Okay. He also had this to say about wanting to keep it private.
We want to respect Shohei's wishes, Nez's wishes as far as being private. So I think that we took the necessary ways to do that, to honor his wishes. But obviously, people talk and things, and so I don't think that I need to share what we talked about. But I don't think, I think that's as forthright as I should be, and you guys deserve to be, right?
Okay. Nobody deserves anything in this situation. The media doesn't deserve anything. Are you honoring his wishes by talking about honoring his wishes, but also talking about, I'm not sure what's going on here. Unless Dave Roberts is saying, we're the Dodgers. We don't need to be told what to do and not to do. But then if you're under a directive that says, look, if you talk out of school, he doesn't want to go to a place that's going to do this. Now, I don't think it's going to come down to, Shohei, why did you not pick the Dodgers? Well, their manager said that he talked to me and my representative for 2 hours. I don't think that violation of the gag order is all of a sudden going to be like, you know what? I'm staying with the Angels. Yes, Eden.
You're under a directive by a guy that doesn't even play on your team. I would be like, dude, get the hell out of here. I'm going to say whatever wait. So I don't get to speak say whatever I want to say, and all for the privilege of paying you $600 million? Nah, dude, I'm good. I'm already like, this dude's trying to control the locker room, and he doesn't even play here yet. I'm good. I'll pass. We're the Dodgers.
Yes, Paul.
Yeah, I see that rationale. Like Dave Roberts, like, I got a ring with the Red Sox. I got a ring with the Dodgers. And a 29-year-old's telling me what I could talk about at winter meetings. I actually had the first reaction when I heard it, I thought Dave Roberts was talking because they were out of it. Like he felt they were out. That was my first reaction. I think Seton may be more right. But my first reaction was, the Dodgers are out of this.
Okay, wait. Play the first soundbite from Dave Roberts. First thing that he said.
Yeah, we met with him. I'd like to be honest. And so we met with Shohei and we talked, and I think it went well. But at the end of the day, he's his own man, and he's going to do what's best for himself, where he feels most comfortable.
Okay, I don't know why you say any of this. Just Just deflect it. Look, the process is, we're not allowed to talk about the process. It's like Fight Club. The first rule. This is Fight Club. This is what Shohei's representative is saying. You can't talk about it. Okay. Let's not drag this out and let's not put this out in the media. Let's not have sources close to. Let's not leak information here. Let's just, and maybe he's looking at, maybe I go back to the Angels. Maybe I just sort of know what that is. It's comfortable. There's not high pressure here. I get paid. I mean, I don't know. Does he want to win? How important is winning? How about his surgery? When does he pitch again? Like, I have a lot of questions here. Would I want to pony up that kind of money for Shohei Ohtani? I would not. 10 years, and you want him to pitch and hit? How much is he worth if he's just hitting? Can you put something in the contract, an escalator clause that says you have to pitch X number of innings or starts? Or it seems like a lot. And by all accounts, seems to be a really humble guy. Although, can you be humble asking for $600 million? But, not wanting to do it publicly. And I don't think it's who he is. I don't think he's that I need to be out there, paraded around, talked about. And maybe that's what he feels like. He doesn't want that to happen. And, it was leaked that Toronto met with him. Oh, my God. Like, I don't know what that means. Who leaked that? I mean, it's not the Jets leaking something on Zach Wilson. That's different. But Dave Roberts, that's not a leak. That's just, here it is. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to be honest with you. Well, if you're going to be honest with me, then let me ask you a couple other questions here. like when does honesty stop? When does it start? When does it stop? Then I'd be like, okay, Dave, you want to be honest with us? What are your chances? What do you think it's going to cost? Yeah, Paul.
I was watching the coverage last night, and right after Dave Roberts talks, they go over to the Dodgers GM, and he was not talking. Like, he was fighting it off like a pitcher shaking off the signs. He goes, "We're not going there. We've said what we said." Yeah. And he said a version of that like 18 times. Yeah. He followed the directive.
Yes, Todd.
Could it be this simple for Dave Roberts? It's going to get out eventually that I spoke with him, and I don't want to lie to the press. I don't know, maybe he's a sensitive guy, and he's like, I'm going to be forthcoming because it's going to eventually get out that someone saw that I went into a room with this one, and I don't want to say that we didn't, and there's physical evidence that shows that I totally spoke with Ohtani.
You don't have to say anything. There's nobody going, come on, Dave. Like, are we doing that with any, like the Giants? Giants aren't saying anything. You know what the Giants are saying? We're hoping to land a big free agent. Okay. Who could be the big free agent? I don't know, but we hope to land a big free agent. That's what they've been told not to say. And somebody I know with the Giants said, we will comply. His word, comply. Because we know. I think the Giants feel like they have a great chance to get Shohei Ohtani. I do. And there's probably 4, maybe 5 teams that are going to be able to put together something that's attractive enough for him, location, team, all of that. Management, American League, National League, all of those things. There's probably 4 or 5 teams. Yes, Eden.
This guy said that first recording sounds like something you say to a blind date's friend after the date. Yeah, we met, and yeah. I don't want to give the details, but yeah.
Oh, so, it's fascinating. We should be celebrating the biggest free agency personality that we've had. I mean, unique player of our lifetime, $600 million, $550 million. I mean, this is groundbreaking, legendary, but you're not allowed to talk about it. Yeah, Paul.
I've been reading a lot of stories about Shohei Ohtani and his elbow surgery or procedure, depending on which story you read, because none of the stories say Tommy John surgery. It says elbow procedure. Yeah. It's an alternative procedure. It feels almost like a calculated effort by his agent to keep the phrase Tommy John surgery off his client, because that is considered a year off from pitching, generally.
Well, what I've read is that he's not pitching in 2024. So whether it's Tommy John or not, what I read is they're not expecting him to pitch in 2024. It's 10 years. He's what, 29?
Yeah.
He's a wonderful player, obviously. But I got to know, can you pitch? How much are you worth if you can't pitch? I'm buying two things here. At least I'm going into the store and I'm going to take that and that. Well, you can't get that for another year. All right. So I'm putting that on layaway, but I got to pay for it. Yeah. You got to pay for it. But you're going to get it. You just have to wait a year.
It's like if Lamar Jackson were on the free agent market and at the meeting he goes, well, I can't run anymore, though. Just want to let you guys know I'm not going to be a running quarterback at all. I cannot run anymore, but I'm willing to pass for you guys like crazy. Well, we like both if we can. We'd really like both.
But I would like $60 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Todd.
It's not just paying up front and waiting a year. What condition is it in now versus what it's going to be in a year or so? You're buying something that you're not guaranteed is going to be the way you think it's going to be.
Thank you, Todd.
Welcome.
Simply Safe Home Security offering up to 50% off any new system. You can save up to 50% off with the Fast Protect plan. Visit simplysafedan.com. Poll question today, Seton. What are we going to unload on the audience today?
Paying $500+ million for Shohei Ohtani is ...
Okay.
A smart investment on and off the field, or too much of a risk with his elbow issues.
But you got to pick one.
You have to pick
Okay, let's
one.
go around the room. Let's go around the room.
You can't comment to that saying it's a little more nuanced than that, actually. It's,
Todd?
I don't know. I'm very hesitant to.
Were you listening to what?
I caught the last
Okay.
part of it because I got an email regarding a guest that's coming up that distracted me.
Okay.
In all honesty,
what did the email say?
the email was about our 9:20 guest and a plug line that they added for.
Oh, for Dan Orlovsky. Okay. Seton, would you give Fritzy the?
I'd rather not.
You almost fooled me until I realized that you didn't know the poll question. But you were busy.
All right, we have another 2 hours and 40 minutes. There's got to be a way we can get this in for a few seconds and give you a second chance, I would hope.
Seton, all we're asking is give Todd a second chance.
Paying $500 million+ for Shohei Ohtani is ... A smart investment on and off the field, or too much of a risk with his elbow issues.
Too much of a risk.
All right, thank you, Todd. Seton, how about you?
11.
11. You weren't listening to you giving the poll question?
I would rather not sign him.
Okay.
I think I had kind of answered it, even though I was kind of guessing
No.
my initial one. I said
You're
it's too
good.
much
No,
money.
you're good. Go back to your email. Marvin, what about you?
Too much of a risk.
Yeah. Paulie?
Too much of a risk. I don't think he's ever going to be a full-time pitcher again.
I don't even think it's too much of a risk. It's like it's already too much of a circus, and it's an unbelievable sum of money. I'd rather get you could get 2 or 3 great players for that much money.
Yeah. It's a lot for one player, and one player is not going to be the difference if you win or lose. If you go to a World Series, you've had Mike Trout for how long? It doesn't matter. In baseball, I can take you out of the game. If you're a hitter, I just walk you. Pitching, it's different. That's where you win championships. When you go, that guy's going to the mound, and there's nothing we can do about it. If you're a hitter, we're going to pitch around you. That's a lot of money. You know, in the NBA, there's 5 guys on your team that are out there on the floor. That one guy can make a difference. Football, your quarterback can make a difference. In baseball, unless you're pitching and hitting, no way. Yeah, Paul.
I would offer him $40 million a year and $1 million per start. You get $40 million to hit for us as your base salary. And if you start 30 games, you get another $30 million this season. So you can make $70 million per year for my team. The more you pitch, the more you make. Not a quality start, not 9 innings. You start the game, it's $1 million. And there we go. Now I'm covered and you're covered. You pitch 30. You have 33 starts like a big league pitcher does. That's $33 million extra to the 40.
Yes, Todd.
What if Ohtani had a wild, flamboyant personality and showed what kind of great leader he was? Where does that factor in with the money as far as what he'd be worth, other than his ethnicity and certain regions that might be even more interested in because he's on that team? So where would that fit in if he had something even more than just the two-way player?
But he doesn't.
If he did, would it all of a sudden, because if you think he doesn't deserve it, would he be more deserving of more money if he brought those qualities to the team.
I mean, I think has likability, but I don't think anybody said, man, he's a leader. I mean, I'm not paying for that. Did anybody say that about Mike Trout? Like, he's a leader. I mean, he's not a personality. So Shohei is not that kind of guy. So I'm not paying extra for you. I mean, at some point you got to go, I'm paying you a boatload of money. Shouldn't that be enough? I'm going to pay you extra because you're first guy in the clubhouse and you're a rah-rah guy? No. I mean, you're paying $550. You should get some ancillary things to go along with that. Not, he's got a nice personality. He gets nice gifts for his teammates.